Hi, this is Kyoshi Dave Herman from New Generation Karate in Franklin Square, New York. Today's video is on how to fold up your gi and your belt nice and neat and pack it away either to go on your way to class or from class. So it's pretty simple. It's one of those other things that we use as kind of like it's such a mundane thing that you do all the time, and it really is pretty simple. It's really simple actually, but it's one of the other areas that in martial arts you kind of pay really close attention to details with certain things all the time, just to really like that zen mastery, perfection of the smallest things, and looking for the details and the real minutia of everything. So all right, so this is my old belt and one of my gis that I actually just brought in. So this is more or less the finished product, but I'll show you how we do it. And one of my dojo brothers, he does it every single class, and it's really cool to watch because he's real traditional and old school. And in the dojo, when I teach, I have some of my gis here, a lot of my gis here. So a lot of times I just kind of use a hanger and I hang them up. If I train in it and it's going to go in the wash, I fold it up still neat anyway. If it's, I just use it for teaching and I wasn't really sweating too much in it, I'm going to wear it again tomorrow or something, I'll hang it up nice and neat, either over my chair in my office or on a hanger in the closet. But so what you do is you start by shaking out your pants. I start with my pants. I usually wear Shirado. These are Pro Force from Asian World. It's a nice gi. It's reasonably priced and pretty durable. They're drawstring. So the way a drawstring works, we should make another video on how to fix your own drawstring when the string comes out. But it's a really long string that goes through the front of your pants, and then one string goes through the back and the other one goes through the back. So when you put on your pants, you kind of pull on these and cinch it and tie it in the front using this little loop to help the string stay in place. Anyway, so what you do is you take the pants, fold them in half this way, and if you're using the floor, which is a great tool as long as the floor is pretty clean, you lay it out flat and you just kind of pat out the wrinkles on both sides. And now, this is where paying attention to details really comes in. These pants only have one seam, which is on the inside, where my Shirado, those are my favorites, they got one on the inside and the outside, and I'm very specific about keeping the crease. And I kind of pull on the seam on one side and the seam on the other, and I fold them in so they're uniform. I'm not sure if there is a specific way to do it. I just know that I do it my way, and I can always tell that I'm the one that folded my pants because it's always the same. It's almost like my own ritual or my own kata for how I fold up my uniform. So I pat it out flat. If it was a real mess, I would do it this way, but I just shake them out, pull them flat. The way I wash my gis and hang dry them, I'm pretty meticulous about that as well. I dry them for maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then I let them hang dry, and as they're hanging up on the clothesline, I pull the creases, I pull the seams apart, so it kind of gets the wrinkles out right away. So you fold them in half, you flatten it out, and make sure there's no, it's flat. It's like a poor man's ironing, or a lazy man's ironing. And then I fold it once. Again, I make sure there's no creases. I fold it again. Take the string and I tuck it away so it's neat, and your pants are done. That's the pants. Simple, okay? The gi top, again, if my sleeves were rolled up, sometimes I cuff them up a little bit. I uncuff them. I just shake that sucker out. Okay? And then what I do is I fold it backwards. So I that's the front of the uniform, the front of the gi. I pull it backward. Grab the collar. I take the sleeves. Again, the crease that's in there, this is one of my Shirado gis. They're my favorites. Expensive, but man, they're worth it. So I put the ends of my sleeves together. If I'm standing up, I just kind of do one of these deals. Again, I try to flatten it out, make sure it's nice and neat. I bring the bottom up to the top. I look for, make sure there's, nothing's flipped over. I pull everything as flat as I can. Again, it's a quick one, right out of the dryer or right off the line. Or, I'm going to throw it in my bag, bring it home and wash it. That's the short of it. That's the quick way. But if you're going to lay it out, same thing. You just kind of Press it out. Sometimes this gets like funky. I just pull that out straight, flatten it out. Try to get out the wrinkles and creases and stuff. Make it as flat as you can. You can flip it over to the other side. I think if it's sweaty, it doesn't matter. And if it's fresh off the clothesline or whatever, you know, you just make sure you can feel like if there's creases in there or not, and you make sure it's flat. So I keep it, if I'm going to do it on the floor, I keep it patch side down because, again, it's my routine, my ritual, my thing. I always want the patch, you know, showing. I'm real proud of that. So I fold the sleeves across. So basically I folded it backwards. I pulled the sleeves together so that I know they're even. It'll be symmetrical and flat. And fold the sleeves across, flatten it out, flatten it out. Watching my dojo brother do it, he does this every class. It's really cool. And it's kind of like his collar, you know. Then I fold it over, and then I fold it again. Boom, done. There's your patch. If black belts cut the strings off their gis typically, the men do. The women keep the strings to help keep their gi closed as they should. And the guys, if you know how to tie your belt correctly, you really don't need those strings. My instructor's big on like, get those strings out of here. So that's your gi top, okay? So now, real cool, and again, everybody does this one differently, I suppose. If you were gonna sling your gi, either A, you would put this in here, flip it over, take your belt, either in half, depending on how big your belt is, and then you do this thing. Your belt is folded in half, you take the loop, and you feed your belt through there. You throw that thing over your shoulder. I'm not sure where you'd be going like that, because we're big on, hey, don't wear your gi outside and don't wear your belt outside, and you know, you don't want the whole world to know you do martial arts. You want to kind of select who you let into that part of your life with you. But otherwise, what I do is I take the pants, I take the top, I put them, again, I have a lot of uniforms. The rule of thumb is if you should have a gi for every day that you train. So if you're going to train once a week, then I guess you're okay with one gi. If you're going to be training at least twice a week, as you should have two gis, you know, wash and wear. So that way you're not doing laundry every day. And whereas me, oh my God, I usually have six gis in rotation because I'm in my gi 6 days a week. So my belt, I fold it once in half. I fold it a second time in half. Then I fold it a third time, but the third time I kind of make an X. I feed it through and I cinch it. And it keeps it looking, you know, neat. Doesn't get all messed up in your bag. And you can either hide your belt or, you know, that's up to you. But the students are always like, you know, Kyoshi, could you make my belt a gun? Don't make it a gun. Get your finger off the trigger, man. But, you know, again, if they're really small, you might not have to fold it, you know, 3 times. You might only fold it twice. It's cool to have a, you know, system or a method. The system is good. You know, any black belt will tell you, like, getting a class and realizing you left your belt home. Oh God, that's a big no-no. So it's really good to have some sort of system. So like in a barrel bag, I'll put my gi top in because it's longer. Put that in, nice and neat, flat, again, sits nice. I'll put my pants in, flat, nice. My belt on top. Usually in there you have your cup and your strap, your mouth guard, maybe some gloves. I have another bag that I use for when I have all my, you know, my kickboxing gear and my weapons and whatnot. But even with that stuff, I have a system for how I put my stuff away, and you should too. So this is how I fold up my gi. This is how I fold up my belt, and this is how I pack up my bag for to go to martial arts. So if you have a cool idea on how you do yours or a better way to do mine, I'm all ears. It's been a lot of years of me doing it this way, so I don't know if I'm going to change, but every now and then, even an old dog can learn new tricks. So I'm Dave Herman from New Generation Karate in Franklin Square, New York. Thanks for watching.